Today marks my 13th Veganniversary, and to celebrate, I'm going to respond to comments from some of my haters because why not? And here we have a few commenters suggesting that I'm being paid to say that red meat maybe isn't that great for you. And as I let Claudio in on a little secret here, I'm such a shill, I do it for free. And here we have Holy Rolling Meat Eater who said, show me one person who went strict, all in capitals, carnivore and got sicker, ... I'm waiting. And because I didn't want to leave them waiting too long, I replied within 6 minutes, first clarifying that they meant strict and not whatever strict is, and listed Paul Saladino, who felt better incorporating carbs, 50 plus beauty on YouTube who suffered a stroke on the carnivore diet, the carnivore kid who had a 95% blocked widowmaker while on a carnivore diet, and Frank Tufano, who actually now denounces the carnivore diet because he felt so ill. And of course, I can't recall more off the top of my head, so I tagged @carnivorecringe for more. And just to clarify, I'm not saying that the carnivore diet is the sole cause of these health issues that they ran into, but it is evidence that people got sicker while on the carnivore diet. Now this one's pretty funny. Bree here commented saying, I've seen the study, he's taking a lot out of context and omitting important information. I encourage everyone to look at the study with your own eyes. This video is purposefully meant to mislead y'all. Now I replied saying, what exactly am I leaving out? Be specific. And Lifting Vegan Logic replied saying, yes, what did he leave out? Please be specific. I don't want to be misled. On top of that, he also shared this in his stories and tagged Bree, and we never got a response. But I'm totally sure they read this study and are able to point out the issues in my video, but just don't want to. Now this is the second to last comment I'm going to highlight, in which Jimmy Barrow just says BS. I ask if they care to provide an argument, and he replies asking who paid for the study, showing that he hasn't even looked at the study given that that information is there, and then went on to just name trends in cardiovascular disease over the last few decades. Now that's about as low quality of evidence as you could cite, so I just said, hold on, do you think that unadjusted ecological associations have higher internal validity than prospective cohorts, which is what I was citing. I also went on to clarify that he was misrepresenting some of my points, but we'll let that slide for now. Jimmy replies saying, well done bro, you can recite the dictionary with fancy words. Laughing emoji. So not only does it appear that Jimmy doesn't understand these terms, but he's trying to make fun of me for understanding these terms. Make it make sense. Now last but certainly not least, we have Sep_23 who may be a pharmacist or a pharmacy student based on their bio saying if you knew the cohort design, you wouldn't link correlation and causation. I just asked why exactly? He replied with simply because there are so many factors not considered in a cohort. I again just asked, like what? And he replied with, you tell me. So he made a claim, I asked him to explain, and he responds by telling me to explain, because that makes total sense. But it gets better. We went back and forth for another 10 or so comments of me just trying to get him to explain what these variables are and how they were not accounted for. But at a point it seemed like he was just repeating stuff that he'd heard from other sources, wasn't very familiar with the literature, and was honestly just wasting my time. And after giving him several opportunities to answer the simple question, I just told him that I don't have time to deal with bad faith actors and I was going to restrict his account, so if he continued to comment, nobody was going to see it, it just wasn't going to show up. I also told him that if he has a change of heart and actually wants to answer the question, he can DM me because I can still receive those. But that hasn't stopped him from coming back to the post about 8 or 9 times over the following couple weeks, and maybe even more since then as I haven't checked, trying to respond to other people in the comments, even though I told him nobody was going to see his comments. Just amazing.